I've said of YouTube time and time again that they will let folks put anything on this site, and I submit this speech as proof. Who knows, perhaps the future Mrs. Norton is a party to the infamous day, and my clever introduction of myself may sway her more strongly than a spot on an eHarmony commercial. However that may pan out, there is in existence one Mrs. Norton of the present whom I affectionately refer to as Nana. She would have you all, they included, call her Joyce, but I digress. After all, this speech is about me, right? As such, those who are listening with their good ears have already inferred some facts about me. One, that I'm single, this given up by my eagerness to use this speech as a 3-minute pickup line. And two, that my mother has passed or that my parents are divorced. One would have gathered that tidbit from my reference to Nan being the only present Mrs. Norton. Rest assured, however, there is no need for condolences, as my mom is alive and well. Now, if I have successfully drawn you from your text messages and app browsing, I will continue my narration. I have spent the accumulated 24 years of my life at the place of my birth, Pensacola, Florida. For those unfamiliar, Pensacola is a beach town crossed with some country living and some downtown French architecture, not unlike New Orleans. We've got beautiful beaches farther to the south in a little place called Gulf Breeze, but that comes with the normal beach culture, which is not always appreciated. I like it well enough here that I haven't fled screaming, but I do not intend to remain. Throughout my coming of age, if you will, I immersed myself in each 3 of the geographic classes I mentioned first. With a skateboard underfoot, I terrorized the nice clean living suburbs of the countryside of town, and eventually made my way down to the beach once I reached 16. I spent a lot of time in the coffee shops in the downtown area, painting my eyes black and wearing spiked dog collars and reciting poetry. This was a great time and carried me all the way through high school. In 10th grade, however, I met a girl, fell in love, and switched from the black, drab, melancholy view of life to a new hippie style, if you will. I found tie-dye and Grateful Dead and all those sorts of things. I was also to find that this was the start of a new manner of thinking for me, which at the time was nothing more than teenage angst and incredible hatred for authority. However, I've always loved to read, and I am the type to really throw myself into something. So I can honestly say that I learned a lot from guys like Abbie Hoffman, Timothy Leary, Aldous Huxley, Jim Morrison, Friedrich Nietzsche, and Immanuel Kant. I have a ravenous hunger for the old revolutions and desperately wanted my own. This became my downfall. When I became frustrated at my friends' lack of commitment and found more and more deaf ears, I turned inward. I began writing poetry and playing music, but this was not fulfilling whatever the hell it was that I thought I needed fulfillment. Due to my lack of interest for my fiancée, we drifted apart. I fell into drugs and alcohol and really did some damage to my life. I hope my tale doesn't seem self-pitying because I am fully aware that my demons are of my own creation. I have, however, begun the trek out of hell, and my decision to return to college and become part of the technological revolution may have saved my life.